Good evening and welcome to Closing Arguments. I'm Ted Rollins in for Vinnie Politan. Tonight we're going to start tonight with a little bit of breaking news out of Iowa, where Judge Joel Yates has denied a defense motion for a new trial for Cristhian Bahena Rivera, the man convicted of killing Molly Tibbetts back in 2018. Bahena Rivera's motion was based on new information that the defense at the time said they received at the end of trial and after the jury verdict, and they claimed it would have changed the outcome. Judge Yates today in his ruling completely disagreed, saying not only would the new information not have changed the verdict, but he ruled that the defense didn't even prove that they didn't have the evidence before the end of the trial. A lot to unravel here. It's big news because a lot of people believed that Cristhian Bahena Rivera, this man, was going to get a new trial at the end of the day, but that did not happen. Let's bring in the think tank joining us tonight in Houston, Texas, criminal defense attorney Brian Weiss, in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, criminal defense attorney and civil rights attorney Casey Early, and in Atlanta, Georgia, criminal defense attorney Michael Bixon. Good evening to all of you. Casey, I want to start with you. This case, we all watched it play out, and then we saw this motion for a new trial. They had a hearing, and frankly, you had two different people come forward after the verdict, after the defendant testified, and told basically the same story, saying that you got the wrong guy. It wasn't him. It was this other guy that I heard about. His name's Gavin Jones. You had Arnie McKee and then Lindsey Voss both come forward telling the same story. Did you think they had a chance here, or are you maybe not so surprised at the judge's ruling?
Not surprised at all. This case was crazy from the very beginning, and now you have a third story. In this case, I knew that the judge would rule the way he did and deny the motion. I don't believe that it would have changed the outcome at all.
Brian, to get over the hump, I guess, if you will, at this juncture, the defense had to prove, hey, we didn't know about this. And in this case, they actually did get wind of it at the end of trial. In fact, the prosecution came up to them and said, hey, we have this new potential evidence. What do you want to do? And they decided at that time not to do anything about Arnie McKee. Was that maybe in retrospect an error? Should they have at least gotten it on the record that they wanted a halt?
I think that was a tactical mistake, Ted. This is why. Because traditionally in motions for a new trial, the defense is a prohibitive underdog, 3 to 4 touchdown underdog. You've got a standard that is difficult to meet. And in this case, you not only have to show that you exercise due diligence, which again, as you pointed out, the defense might not have, and they didn't move for a continuance. And then you got to show that it was a game changer, not cumulative or impeaching or maybe make people's eyes roll. It's got to be that kind of compelling evidence. And I want to level with you. When I read the motion for a new trial, I thought to myself, it's like any good newspaper story we learned about in journalism school. Who, what, where, when, why, and how. And if I couldn't really make sense of it, I'm not sure that anybody else could have either, Ted.
Watching this hearing, though, Michael Bixon, it was clear that Judge Yates was very dialed in. I mean, he was taking notes, and sometimes you see a judge in one of these motions, you're like, oh, he's not listening, but or her. But Yates was really listening, and his opinion, his motion denied, which was released today, his ruling was very thought out. And one of the things that he brought up was the fact that he didn't think it was timely. At least they didn't prove that they didn't know about it. That was one check. But the other one, he said, regardless, even if this had all come out after the trial, he didn't think the information would have been a game changer because the stories, frankly, didn't match up. Your thoughts?
I'm inclined to agree with him. I mean, obviously it was disputed how much of this they knew before the trial, and I know that the defense and the prosecutors were sort of going back and forth on, who knew what and when they were told, and that was part of this whole motion. But the other big part of it was what he said, would that have actually changed the jurors' minds? And I think there was just too many holes in it. There was too many conflicts in it, and at the end of the day, you have to look back to the fact that, one, he actually, made this long-winded confession. He actually took the investigators to where the body was, and it didn't really match up with the stories that he was telling, along with the other stories that supposedly these witnesses came forth with. So I think there's a whole host of issues, and I think the judge sort of took all that into consideration when making his ruling.
Bahena Rivera took the stand in his own defense, and he told a tale of getting out of the shower one day and having two men in his living room. He went on to say that they made him go in his vehicle, track down Molly Tibbetts. They killed her, he said, and he was left there with her body. That didn't match up to what Arnie McKee told the judge during this hearing. Take a listen to his version of what happened.
Going further with the sex trafficker, he was asked Gavin Jones and Dalton. He asked this guy and asked him why these two kids were in his trap house, and the guy said that they were homeless. So the sex trafficker took these two under his wing and started paying for him to go steal vehicles for him. And that's when they stole the vehicle, Gavin Jones, Dalton Hanson, and his black friend that couldn't speak English stole the vehicle and then had a shootout with the police, and then drove up to this house and ran down the basement. And when Gavin and his friend were down there, he heard a noise from the room. He opened the door, he seen a woman bound to a chair and gagged.
And was he able to identify that woman?
He later on he did. He went upstairs and said that if the police went to the next house over, they would have caught her. And I said, "Who's that?" "Tibbetts." And that's when the sex trafficker said that he had to get rid of her. So he went back down there and stabbed her to death and then put her in a tarp. What's with the sex trafficker? And then he started telling me that it's a person that calls this guy and wants some specific girl, color, hair, eyes, weight, and this sex trafficker will hire another guy to go steal a vehicle and stake out the neighborhood and get this girl or whoever and bring her to the trap house and then do the thing.
Did he mention anything about law enforcement?
Yes, he did.
What did he say?
He said the sex trafficker lived in Tama, and he had a wife with two daughters, and that he'd have the Tama police work for this guy to get these girls. And
Did he say Tama Police, or did he mention Tama County Sheriff?
no, just Tama police.
Okay, see, it's a hard story to follow. The police are involved. There's a trap house. It's nothing like the defendant told when he got up on the stand. Now, there's another person, Lindsay Voss, who tells a different story with the same ending in that Gavin Jones is responsible. Is this over, or is the defense set up for a potential appeal on this, or was Judge Yates' ruling so affirmative that it's actually going to make it more difficult on appeal?
It's certainly not over. This gives the defense enough time to kind of do some more research, dig in more to see if there is some credibility to this tangled web of he said, she said, they said. It gives the defense enough time to see, are these allegations worth going to see whether or not they're credible or not. But, this, like I said earlier today, this story was crazy from the beginning. I agree with the judge's ruling that the outcome of this case would have never changed much based on the first story, the confession, the second story, which was, he was abducted by these two men, and now you have this third story. They're all three different stories. Don't make any sense. So this gives the defense enough time for appeal.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. The first story, frankly, didn't make a lot of sense with Cristhian Bahena Rivera telling the story, his version of the story, to the jury out of the gate. Bottom line, though, Judge Yates says no to the new trial. He will be sentenced at the end of the month. We're going to step aside, take a break. Coming up.